Welcome back to Dark Nights. We left off here. Absent-mindedly, I gaze at the starry sky. No other night has felt so eventful like this. Have you ever encountered any other living dead? You mean ones like you? Not quite, as far as I know. Aside from my brother, I'm the only other one who was created artificially. The rest are ranked by their stage of decomposition. Wait, there are ranks? Indeed. I call the lowest rank the soulless. They are quite literally moving bags of rotten meat and are quite harmless. You sure? The rank above them are called brainless. They are more dangerous because they will attack people purely on instinct. The second rank are the fake. They are living dead who look and act like normal humans but secretly feed upon them. They are the most dangerous since you cannot predict their actions. Jinora heaves a heavy sigh. He must have encountered a lot of living dead to have gone through the trouble of classifying them. Roya wanted me to avoid this sort. He was worried the state of my body would only worsen since I refused to heal it conventionally. That sounds like a good call on his part. So that leaves the first rank. What are they? Well, that would be those who do not decompose. And they're otherwise the same as the fakes? Not quite. They sometimes obtain special abilities. Are you classified as one too? Heh, I suppose so, yes. I don't know much about your abilities then. He gives me a weak smile and nods. Yes, although they are unbelievably useless. I feel that. That only makes me curious. I'll tell you about them tomorrow, okay? Fine. After escorting me home, Jinora slowly raises his hand and brushes my bangs away, planting a kiss on my forehead. I hope you enjoyed yourself tonight, Miss Miyoko. I freeze, gawking speechlessly at nothing in particular until he is out of sight. I need to calm down before I read too far into it. In the morning, I end up accidentally skipping school when I sleep through my alarm. I only hope my absence does not worry Yukui or Ryoji. After eating lunch, I head straight to Jinora's place. I instantly notice the chains on the front door have been removed, presumably because they are no longer needed. Considering Shane is dead, yeah. I really hate how he keeps dying in each of these stories. It's disheartening. I actually like him. I curiously knock on the door. A few seconds later, Jinora opens it up to greet me with a smile. Ah, you did not feel like using the secret passage today? Well, since you got rid of the chains, I thought you might prefer that I come in this way. You're free to use whichever you prefer. I follow Jinora into the living room, where I notice several photo albums have been opened and spread across the coffee table. I randomly pick one up and begin perusing the photos. Whoa, is that little you? You're adorable. The man appears flustered as he takes the album from my hands to check which photo I've seen. Oh, yes, that is me. Your face is pretty red, you know. Are you hiding something from me? No, what is there to hide? I bet there's some super embarrassing photos of you in here. The man silently takes a seat on the couch before sorting through few loose photos scattered around the table. If you don't mind, I'd like to see the rest. I take a seat and gaze at him with sparkling eyes. Ah yes, puppy dog eyes. In reply, he turns away, trying to avoid my gaze. I tug at his sleeve, forcing him to look back at me. I strike once more. Please. It is embarrassing. If I had known you were going to visit so soon, I would not have brought the albums out. So what? I'd like to learn more about you, and the embarrassing moments are as good as the other ones as far as I'm concerned. Even so, there's nothing interesting here. Although I'm disappointed, I realize I shouldn't force Jinora to do anything. Digging up memories can be painful, especially when they are about the deceased. Before I can apologize, Jinora moves closer to me and begins to lift the cover of the album in his hands. I blink in confusion. On second thought, perhaps it'd be nice to share my memories with you. It has been quite the burden keeping everything to myself. Oh, I mean, if you don't want to, then. He shakes his head slightly and smiles. These memories should not be locked away. Especially not my time with Roya. You did meet him, after all. Miyako, shall we start over? I wish to share my story with you. I'm shocked to say the least, but I managed to nod. Before Genora continues with the story, he serves me tea. You might like an appetizer, as this will take quite a while. As you already know, Roya and I were born into the Kenriji family. I do try to keep it hidden, however, as the name evokes certain reactions. You've read about my family in your history books, as have most of the other villagers. It is to be expected. Which reminds me, if your whole family was supposed to have died forever ago, how are you here? It's complicated, but I was in a slumber for around a century. It hasn't been long since I woke up. The village did not change as much as I expected. Where should I start? It feels as if everything happened only yesterday. Genora flips open the album and begins the story from the first photograph. Hooray, flashbacks, my favorite. Roya, where are you? I ran through the hallway searching for my brother. Even though I told him I gave up on our game of hide and seek, he still hasn't come out yet. A room with large doors caught my attention, so I walked inside and yelled for my brother. A small wooden box piqued my interest. Rather, the fact it was sealed behind a glass door reinforced by several heavy locks. What could be inside? When I reached out to touch the glass, I heard my brother call out to me. That's the family heirloom, don't touch it. Oh, Roya, don't scare me like that. Why is it in a storage room? It's called being hidden in plain sight, you know? Nobody told me about this. Heh, when you're older, I'll tell you all sorts of cool things. Roya grabbed my hand and squeezed it as he pulled me along. Where are Mommy and Daddy? They worked late last night, so they're resting. Oh, they've been really busy lately. I felt disappointed as I recalled the times we'd spent together as a family in the past. Hope they can play with us again soon. You should go to sleep, little bro. I don't want to. Why are you always so difficult about this? Ugh. No wonder Mom has a hard time with you. You never want to sleep. How about this? Since you couldn't find me at hide and seek, we'll play tag for a little while. You'll be it, and we'll only use the second floor. Easy, right? Okay. We romped through the halls until I started to become tired. In the end, I was never able to catch Roya. He did not pass up the opportunity to tease me about it either. He finally managed to get me tucked into bed, and I swiftly fell asleep. In the middle of the night, I woke up to a strange noise. It sounded as if someone was knocking on the window, but my room was on the 3rd floor. I was frightened, but I retrieved and opened the letter. The handwriting was messy, but its message was clear enough. Mr. and Mrs. Kenriji, you have 1 week to leave this village. If you do not, the death of you and your sons will be assured. My hands shook in fear while I stared at the paper. What's going on? Why would anyone threaten Mommy and Daddy? I assumed the letter had been accidentally sent to me instead of my parents, but I could not bring myself to give it to them. I feared it would only make the situation worse. In the morning, I ate breakfast with my family in the dining room as I always did. The atmosphere was quieter than usual, and I could not bring myself to meet my parents' eyes. Are there people who hate us? Yes, but there'll always be people like that, dear. Why the sudden question? It's nothing. Did something happen at school? Do not pay attention to the bullies, son. Even if you live your life without a single mistake, someone will find a reason to dislike you. You know, he looks like Sebastian. Moreover, it is important that you always be kind to those close to you. Your friends will help you get through life. Although I did not understand what my father said, his words felt reassuring. Mother reached out to gently caress my cheek, giving me a soft smile. If there is ever anything bothering you, Genora, we are here to listen to you. When are you going to take a holiday? It's been ages since we went on a trip. We went to see the circus just last month, didn't we, children? And what about the hike through the forest? But that was last month. I want to go somewhere now. In due time, my son. Your mother and I are busy with important research, and you two still need to focus on your schoolwork. We will take a trip over the next holiday, okay? Okay, Daddy. Rory was still moody and unsatisfied, like he always was when things did not go the way he wanted them to. Mother patted him on the head and poured him another cup of tea. Daddy promised we'd go on a trip another time. Don't be such a baby. Who's the baby, you walking potato? Rory, be nice to Jinoru. He is your only sibling. Can you give me another sibling instead? Less annoying one. Mother and Father stared at each other for a long moment. Finally, Father blushed and took a sip of his tea, leaving Mother to respond. You can't predict how your new brother will act. Besides, I think I'd rather give you a little sister to take care of. I don't want to take care of anyone else. Can't you give us an older brother? Nope, sorry. Fate has already decided you're the oldest. But that doesn't mean Ju can't take care of you instead, right? I peeked at Roy with an innocent expression, but he stuck his tongue out and turned away from me. Until you two make up, neither of you will get dessert. Why, me too. No argument is one-sided, sweetheart. You should be supportive of your brother, okay? I'm not sure that is a fair punishment. You know how much Junior loves desserts, my love. That's true. How about this? No desserts for Junior and no toys for Oya. What? But I just bought a new ball. Which is a good reason for you to make up soon. I poked around my plate and sighed. Upon noticing my gloomy face, Father discreetly shared a piece of the chocolate bread with me, winking before returning to his meal. Later that night, I heard my parents conversing in the dining room. I hid near the bottom of the stairs and tried to listen in. Have you been getting enough rest? I cannot fool you, can I? There's no need to rush. Lately I've been thinking we should focus more on our health and the family. The research can come second. We're already satisfied with the life we've built. I'm concerned that our research will fall into the wrong hands. Our original goal was to create a potion capable of curing any illness. Instead, we have created something that grants immortality. Now we are finally back on track. We are so close to finding the formula. Shh, I know. We worked together, remember? I apologize. I've been so focused on my work lately. I can tell. Why don't we spend some quality time together like we used to? It'd be my pleasure, Miss Hanaru. Father chuckled when Mother mumbled something too quietly for me to hear. Can you check on the children? I'm especially worried about Junior. That child doesn't like to sleep. Of course, I'll take care of the boys. You can go to the bedroom. I'll join you later. That's kinda sus. I dashed back to my room and buried my face under the blanket, hoping Father would not notice when I was awake. When the door opened, my heartbeat quickened, and I nervously clamped my eyes shut. My hand slowly pulled the blanket down. Ju, I know you're not asleep. Opened my eyes to see Father sitting on the edge of the bed. I heard you run up the stairs. Did you eavesdrop on my conversation with your mom? Yes. I don't wish to keep any secrets from you, but you're too young to understand our circumstances. Someday I will tell you more about our research. I'll help you, so please don't overwork yourself. If that's what you want to do when you're older, I'd be quite happy. Now, tell me, why are you still awake? I'm worried about the letter I received. I still cannot fall asleep. Should I tell Daddy about it? Do you want to hear a story? It's called A Single Dark Light. What's it about? A guardian who watches over this very village. They reside in a temple deep in the forest. The guardian keeps away all the evil spirits that might harm our dreams. If you're lucky, you may even see this entity in your dreams, as it works to keep the nightmares away. But he died and Zaken took over. What does it look like? You'll have to find out when you meet them. I'll go to sleep right away then. That's my boy. Father smiled and gently caressed my cheek before planting a kiss on my forehead. As he left, I pulled up my blanket. It was not long before I fell into a deep slumber. The next 2 weeks passed peacefully until I found another letter at the front door. There was no return address, but Kenriji was neatly written on the center of the envelope. If you care for your children's safety, you will leave this village by midnight. This is your final warning. Yeah, coming. My brother greeted me with a sleepy expression and a bad case of bedhead. Look what I found. So, what's the big deal? Do you not understand? Someone's blackmailing our parents. So what? Those jealous fools do this all the time. There's no point in worrying about it. Besides, who can break into a mansion that has a dozen of guards patrolling the grounds day and night? Maybe it's the guards. You knew about this the entire time? Roya tore the note to pieces and patted my head, smiling softly. Before you were born, someone tried to kidnap me at kindergarten. It's why we don't go to public school. Why are people doing this to us? Someone will always hate you when you're well known, but there's also the fact that we have somebody nobody else does. We have a potion that makes you immortal, and everyone wants to steal it from us. You'll understand when you're older. For now, just ignore those flies. That night I could not fall asleep. I had just lost my first and only friends. They had told me that our statuses were too different. I don't understand, Blaze. Did you not say the status didn't matter? I wish I could speak to Jace. He could not have agreed with this. I rubbed my face and stopped sulking. Things had simply returned to the status quo. My family's overprotectiveness has always kept me isolated. The noise of something shattering resounded from the hallway. She quickly shut the door and dashed over to me, embracing me with a sigh of relief. What's going on? I'm so glad you're okay, Ju. Where are Daddy and Roya? Roya is safe, and your father will follow us later. If something bad happens, don't look for your father or me, okay? I was confused but nodded nonetheless. Mother forced the bottle in my hands and wrapped my fingers around it. Please keep this safe. Don't let anyone else have it. Ju, I love you. She hugged me one last time, her cheeks damp from tears before helping me hide under the bed. No matter what you see or hear, don't come out and don't make a sound. Barely a moment later, the door slammed open. I caught the glance of one boy with bandages covering his mouth, and a number of adults with their faces covered. I don't have it. Chasing me is a waste of your time. On the contrary, taking your life is of equal value to us. I'm not afraid of you. The leader of the men motioned towards Mother, and a few moments later they had her restrained against the floor. She continued struggling, but there was no way out of grasp of the three-armed men. Jace, who had been lurking behind the adults, suddenly removed the bandages from his right arm and charged towards my mother. With the guard down, the masked man pinned her to the ground, creating a barricade. I couldn't even see the light. Stab her once more. What are you forcing a child to do? I'm sorry, this will be over quick. Dazim, Jinru, Roya, I love you. The room was silent for a good minute until the adults stood up. Although they promptly left the room, Jay stayed behind. I could barely prevent myself from gasping when I saw the pool of blood my mother was lying in. Hey, I know you're here. I let out a scream and crawled out from under my bed, running towards my mother's body to try to wake her up. She's no longer with us. There's no point in doing that. I made sure she peacefully passed on to heaven. You know, I'm not doing this because I want to. I need that bottle you're holding. Give it here. What do you need it for? Are you gonna give it to those people? Well? You idiot, do you know what you're doing? I promised Mommy that I wouldn't let you people get it. As I ran into the hallway, I smelled something strange. After a few breaths, I became dizzy, and realized some sort of gas had released into the house. Where is everyone? There should be guards patrolling at night, too. That voice, could it be Daddy? Using the door as cover, I peeked inside the messy room. There were a number of masks of people in place. In the center of them was my dad, who was pinned to the ground. He appeared worn down, and there was no way he could escape. Use your power. Finish him off. Send this man to hell already. Lord knows he deserves it. You don't want to make me get rough with you, do you? My brother should be here soon. He can. I never thought you'd bring children into this. I cannot believe someone like you is ever on our team. I know what you were planning to do with that serum. You won't convince me to back down. I told you it was a misunderstanding. I'm so close to creating a cure. You only want to mass-produce the immortality serum and sell it for a profit. How else could you maintain this glamorous lifestyle? Ooh. One got sent to heaven, one got sent to hell. Although that's not how that works, that's tragic in terms of a story. This cannot be real, it must be a nightmare. When the feeling in my limbs returned, I slowly opened my eyes. I did not know how much time had passed. Huh? You're still alive? I was sure that... Never mind. I turned my head and noticed a mysterious girl sitting beside me. She wore a large scarf covering her neck and part of her face. I opened my mouth to speak, but my throat was so dry that no sound came out. This is strange. How do you feel? I looked around and realized that I was lying in a bed. I did not know where I was. Through the foggy pain in my head, I managed to recall a few key memories. It was some kind of gas in my parents. I still don't know where Roya is. Although I tried to bravely wipe them away, they continued flowing. Don't cry, okay? Everything will be alright. May I know where I am? You're at my place. Feel free to stay for as long as you want. Do you know where my brother is? I don't. I'm sorry. Why did I only get away so safely? I did search for your brother as well, but I couldn't find him. There's a chance he's still alive. You were Junior Kenriji, right? Yes, how did you know? I heard a lot about you from your mom. I didn't expect you to look so much like your dad. I pursed my lips together at the remembrance of my parents. The girl gently patted me on the head before speaking in a calmer tone. Well, Junior, I need to give you a checkup. Your body was in a strange state a moment ago. Oh, there's no need. I do feel a little lightheaded, but that is all. She sighed and crossed her arms. It took a minute before I finally gave in. I knew something was odd. What? Be quiet. I sat frozen to the spot, utterly confused about the situation. Just as I thought, no pulse. She pulled back with a strange expression before turning to me. Did your parents give you something strange to drink or eat? Mom gave me a bottle of something strange and I drank it. The girl rubbed her face and sighed loudly. This is bad. Huh? The serum she gave you grants immortality. Or longevity, I guess, but when I found you, I thought you were dead. It's only my theory, but right now I believe you're frozen in a state between life and death. Does that mean I cannot die? It's difficult to explain to a child. Tell me, please. Well, I've been working with your parents since the beginning, but even I don't really understand how the serum works. As far as I know, you can only die from either being beheaded or having your entire body burned. Once you reach adulthood, your body will likely stop aging. Like you'll grow into a point where your DNA would normally begin to break down and then stop. A man with an incurable illness volunteered to do a trial for the serum, but he was murdered before he could finish the research, unfortunately. If I had to compare it to anything, it'd be like a zombie-like state without any decomposition. You see, we actually developed the serum directly from a zombie sample. The chemical composition that spreads in your body can kill any living creature it comes into contact with, and we want to reverse it. Turn it into something that can cure any illness. Have I turned into a monster? No, sweetheart, don't worry. I'll find a way to help you undo this. The girl smiled as she let go of my arm. I felt uncomfortable, but it was difficult to wrap my head around so much information. Your parents are good people. They started their research to find new ways to cure sicknesses and make people healthier. When the word that they'd accidentally created an immortality potion leaked, even other members of the research team became greedy and wanted to steal it. That explains why our home was attacked, but not how Blaze and Jace got involved in this. By the way, I'm Yokishi, but you can call me Yoki. I'll keep you safe from now on. It looked like a wig. Her gray eyes peered into mine as she smiled. I froze when I suddenly realized where I'd seen her before. She was one of the friends my mother occasionally shared a cup of tea with. Eventually, when they realize your corpse is missing, people start hunting you down. You can stay here for as long as you need. In the meantime, I'll try to locate your brother. Thank you, Yuki. In the following days, I was not allowed to step a single foot outside. Yukishi's house was not as fanciful as I was used to, but at least there was a roof over my head. Junior, I have some food for you. I'm sorry, you probably aren't used to such a simple lifestyle, but I'm trying my best to make you feel comfortable. What's wrong? Does it not suit your tastes? It's really delicious. It tastes good, so why do I need to? Have some water. I took the bottle and drank the contents within seconds. I felt a lot better, although I was still hungry. What's your favorite dish? I might be able to buy it for you. I don't really have one. Anything is fine. I guess your body is presently undergoing a transformation from human to living dead. You must need to eat something else. Sorry that I didn't notice it before. What should I eat instead? I'm not sure. Living dead usually eat human meat and blood, so maybe you should try those. Ugh, no way. I will live on water alone. If you say so, just tell me if you ever change your mind. Why are you helping me so much anyway? Because I feel responsible for the deaths of your parents. I should have known better, but I didn't think the villagers were serious. I arrived too late to save them. As I see it, helping you is a way of atoning for my mistakes. If that is the case, I really should have told Mommy and Daddy when I found those threatening notes. It's all my fault. No, they'd received many of those before. It wouldn't have made a difference. Maybe I should have died back there. Junior, don't say things like that. Your life is a gift. Don't throw it away when your parents would want you to live unhappily, and I'll make sure that happens. I spent my time in an empty room for the next week. Yukishi had a job to go to, so she could not watch over me the whole time. When I opened my eyes once more, the room was dark, save for the moonlight that shone through the window and onto the bed. Yukishi was not back yet, but I was really thirsty. Falling through the darkness was not the best idea, but I could not find the light switch. Suddenly, I tripped over something and fell flat onto my face. Junoro? Yoki, is that you? Junoro? Who are you? I finally found you. A half-rotten face appeared in front of me. I fell onto the ground and shocked and tried to crawl away. Wait. Go away. Help me, Yoki. I felt so weak after losing my family and everything I knew, but I ran around blindly until I came to a dead end. You can't escape now. The things Yukishi said before flashed in my mind. I realized this person must be a zombie. How'd you find me and what do you want? You must help me. The woman crept towards me with marionette-like movements and I had to avert my eyes. I need the potion and you must have it. I don't understand what you mean. Leave me alone. Help me. I want to live again. Yes, I can smell it on you. I was attacked again, but I dodged the sloppy movements and kicked at the zombie's legs, causing her to fall. I need to eat more. I need to live again. If you keep bothering me, I'll ensure you never live again. Oh. I should look elsewhere then. There is another. With that, the woman stood up and walked away. I remained on guard until the sound of the footsteps disappeared. Eating me will bring zombies back to life, huh? It is true that I drank the potion, but that doesn't sound possible. Why aren't you in your room? I thought something happened to you. I saw the door was left wide open. You were late and I was tired of waiting for you. I needed something to drink. I was sure she noticed something strange, but didn't go into the top or prevent worrying about me. I promise I didn't forget about you. She took out a water bottle and a small paper bag, handing them to me. What is this? I smuggled a blood donation out of the hospital in case you got hungry. I do not need it. You don't need to hold back. Whatever you do or become, I will always support you. I do not need your pity. You're only doing this out of guilt in the first place. Wait, Ju. I locked myself in a room and suppressed my tears. It seemed like I'd become such a crybaby lately. I appreciate Yoki's kindness, but I don't want to accept this. I fell into a dreamless slumber. In the morning, I found myself sleeping on the floor, but I could not bring myself to care. I slowly opened the door and peeked into the hallway, only to notice there was a small note left for me. Dear Jinru, there was some food for you in the white bag. I apologize for upsetting you. Please don't be mad at me. Yukishi. There was a pang of guilt on my chest, but I still wanted to go out. Should I disguise myself? I stepped onto the sidewalk and tried to figure out which direction my house was in, but I soon noticed flyers posted everywhere. The sons of the Kenrigi family are missing. If you know where they are, send a letter to. Their reward for bringing them in is 10 million. Our parents are already dead, so where did they stand to gain from taking our lives as well? I entered through the unlocked front door, the sound of my footsteps echoing through the main room. I went upstairs hoping to find my parents' bodies. Unfortunately, the rooms are now empty. Even the bloodstains had been cleaned. Not a shred of evidence left behind. I closed my eyes and tried to hold my sad thoughts back. These people took away my parents and my peaceful life. The memory of Blaze and Jason that fateful day flashed in my mind. I still could not believe what they had done to me. Eventually, it led to another memory. I recalled the bottle Roy showed me in the storage room weeks earlier. I searched for it, hoping it was still there. There were piles of books and damaged furniture everywhere. However, a small wooden box that was half buried under the pile of books caught my eye. I carefully retrieved it before checking it from every angle. Oh, this is the potion. While I examined my discovery, footsteps began to echo through the hallway. Where is that potion? I knew there were extra doses made, tell me. I quietly peeked out of a small hole in the fabric to see an unfamiliar man pulling a young boy into the room with him. Oh my, that's Roya. Spit it out, boy. You must know where it is. I don't know anything. Don't play dumb. Your parents wouldn't have hidden from you. I told you that I don't know. Even if I knew, I would never tell you anyway. Tell me where it is if you value your life. You won't kill me. Are you sure about that? They're still your brother. I can find him and make him spill everything. I jumped out of my hiding spot. My body moving of its own accord, and punched the stranger. Get away from my brother. What's this? The man simply moved away, grabbed me by the collar, lifting me into the air, and I struggled, but I did nothing. You must be General Kenrigi, right? I can't believe my luck. Winning 2 prizes on the same day. Jew, what are you doing here? Stop staring and run away already. Old man, you shouldn't involve my brother in this. Roya grabbed the knife with his bare hands and pulled it from the man's grip. He jumped and kicked the man's face to free me. Let's see, how should I punish you for hurting Jew? I'm not going to hold back anymore, you little brats. The man stepped towards us with his arms outstretched while I held my breath. Roya courageously dashed forward. It took a moment for the stranger to realize my brother had stabbed him in the stomach a dozen times. It took him to smirk. Go to hell. The man collapsed onto the ground as Roya pulled the bloody knife out. Is he dead? Yep, no doubt about it. Since when were you so strong? And why didn't you escape if you knew you could handle it? It's a long story. Before we dispose of the body, let me have a snack. Roya pulled up to seize at the corpse and bowed down. Ew, what are you doing? I'm gonna eat, silly head. What? Don't tell me you've turned into a zombie as well. You too, huh? Yes, but why? Heh, welcome to mortality, little bro. I turned away while Roya gorged himself. Anyway, let's bury the body before anyone catches us here. I'll explain everything to you afterwards. We brought the body to the backyard where we dug a shallow grave. Once it was covered, we spread some grass and weeds on top to hide the disturbance in the ground. Roya turned to me with a mischievous smile. Let's sit and talk. It feels like it's been forever. Where have you been all this time? I was worried sick, you know? Heh, that's supposed to be my line. One of Mommy's friends, Yukishi, saved me and took me in. Wow. You're a lucky turd. I was saved by one of the servants, but then she got scared and ran off alone. Surviving on your own is tough, but it's kind of fun too. You said that you became immortal before, did you not? Oh yeah, it was an accident. Dad gave me 2 bottles and I drank both of them. What? You drank 2? I only drank 1. What's wrong with that? I have a bad feeling about this, but I cannot pinpoint why. Our new bodies are so fun. Being dead is way better than being alive. Even when I'm all sliced up, I can keep laughing. We'll leave things off here, but maybe it's because he drank 2 of them. Yeah, I'm 90% sure it's because he drank 2 that he actually has to eat. flesh to survive, whereas Junimura only drank once. It's like kinda there, where he can survive on water and mildly normal food. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget the like button. Comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. As always, good.